Good evening and welcome to tonight's show from DJ and TV, Disc Jockey News TV. Tonight's show is brought to you by Electra Voice, DJ Event Planner, DJ Trivia, Odyssey Innovative Designs and Cases, NLFX Professional, Promo Only, and the DJ and TV Insiders.
DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
Hey, good evening and welcome to tonight's show on DJ and TV. I'm John Young, your host, and tonight we are joined by, in the upper, let's see, yes, right there, Big Daddy and Jordan Marshall. Good evening, guys.
Good evening, young man.
Johnny, what up?
Hey, it's time to talk microphones. We've got some time on our hands. It's time to start working on our craft. So when things open up, we have elevated our game. And tonight, guys, I want to talk about ways in which we can help the microphone side of our performance. And both of you have done a microphone thing once or twice at your shows.
Couple times.
Yeah.
Once or twice, we did.
What do you think, Johnny? I think we might be able to shed some light.
Excellent.
I'm thinking. All right, let's do real quick, Jordan. And you're a fan, as I am also, and I think we talked about this. Big WWE fan.
Huge.
And I know it's fake, whatever you want to say. But last week, Adam,
true. It's Broadway with some, with what?
Yeah,
with really good athletes.
That's right. But they're athletes anyway. Last week, Edge, his real name Adam Copeland, did a promo to start the show in front of nobody but the cameraman.
Well, why don't we dial it back really quick, and why don't you explain to everybody what a promo is, how it works? They've never seen, promo before, why? Because I'm a huge pro wrestling buff myself, and it totally helps us out in a performance atmosphere. So, why don't you let's drill it down, man? Explain to them kind of.
Okay, here's what happens. It's sort of like when we get ready to introduce, say, a bar bat mitzvah into the room,
right?
Or a bridal party, whatever the case may be. We're setting that stage for that party or whatever event we're doing.
Correct.
These guys come out, and some of them are scripted, and some of them aren't. Some of them got their little notes in their head and stuff like this. So, and this guy went on about a bunch of stuff I have never ever seen in the however many years I've been a wrestling fan, a more powerful promo than that one, because there was nobody in front of there was no 17,000 people, 18,000 people. Right. This was raw and real. What you folks need to do, if you have videos of your introductions or whatever, you don't have to put them up online. Stay at home, because that's what you're supposed to do anyway. Mm-hmm. Watch them, and then go back to a Jordan or to a me or whoever you think is a decent enough MC.
Right.
Ask questions.
And I piggyback it too. That's a great point. I'd also piggyback off the fact of just videoing in general. So, if you guys are out there and doing your performances and you're hosting events, get some tape of that. Get some footage. Video does not lie. And I'm telling you, I will go out and even myself, you guys, I don't know how you do it, Shawnee, but I would watch myself and I'm like, man, I said that. Mm-hmm. It sounded like that.
Yes.
So literally dial it right back. And it sounds so remedial almost, or 101, but videoing yourself and watching that video and critiquing that is monstrous. If you're not doing that, That is a giant takeaway right there. Start to film yourself.
Two of the big ones in this business, Mike Walter and Randy Bartlett. First thing they said was the legends. They were the ones that said, you should just film yourself, listen to yourself. If you don't have somebody like a Jeff Scott Gould out there, or Nick Spinelli, or whatever the case may be, film yourself, critique yourself, have somebody with you. Like if Jordan and I were doing this, have a coach, go over it, whatever, because the better you are, the better you feel on the microphone, because there's a lot of guys out there that only speak because they have to.
Right.
My friends, it's an easy thing to remedy. And again, reach out to the people you think and get critiqued. Two of the biggest things for me, I got critiqued by Peter Mary. I got critiqued by Randy Bartlett twice and Michael Walter 3 times. And I learned a little nugget always helps, but you got to listen to the people that tell. If they're going to critique you, you better be able to take it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So practice, and don't be afraid to call a friend and say, listen, go over a bridal party that you just did, before this whole thing started, or something you're going to do 3 months down the road. Go over these things. Learn, what the big things not to say, if you will, like at this time or whatever the case may be.
Well, the other main thing, Shawnee, so, the art of having these promos, so to speak, and just footage in general. So like WWE is one outlet. I mean, like now everybody's got a little bit of downtime, like with everything that's going on, it's a great opportunity to watch, certain people. So I know I follow certain entertainers, certain hosts, people that help me. So like Ryan Seacrest, The Rock, just personalities, people that, know how to speak with inflection, tell a story, take you on a roller coaster ride. And then even certain performers, watch something as simple as how they hold a microphone. Rob Ferre did his previous presentation virtually for Mobile Beat last week, and had such a cool diagram worked into his keynote. Shout out to Robbie, nice job, man. It was just the art of holding a microphone. So many people go to that cupping over the microphone portion as
everybody turns into a rapper. Everybody turns into a rapper.
Yeah, it does look cool in the 50 Cent video. Those videos are all lip synced anyway. Nobody's doing anything live, so you can hold a mic however you want in those videos. But just how you're holding the microphone. Something as simple as putting a microphone right up to your face. You cover your smile. I remember Brett Lavender, who you know really well.
Oh yeah, very well.
Shawnee, just a tremendous entertainer out of our neck of the woods. He was like, Jordan, he's like, you sound really great on a microphone. He's like, I love the way you're holding everything. He's like, you ever try just holding it off to the side where we could actually see your face? I could see you smile. I could see like just a slight little movement to where that microphone, that big, the big microphone piece, the windscreen isn't in your face, so they can see you and they can see the reaction. They can see the expression. They can see you having a good time.
Right.
That's monstrous. Something is just an inch to the right or the left where they can actually see what's going on, like changes your whole performance. So
because that's what our business is about. Our business is about emotion.
Right.
And if you hit that emotion the right way from the beginning, your job is so much easier. And Rob Ferre, great job.
Yeah, he killed it. Killed it.
As he always does. But and we'll get to singing in a little bit, because that's what I do at a lot of my performances now. Joe Hecht, stop texting me. We'll talk later.
He's texting you too?
Yes.
I got a whole thread here from him, man.
Yeah, me too.
Shout out to Joey, dude. I love you, buddy.
Joey, we love you. Stop texting us.
We'll
talk later.
You can text me.
So Big Daddy,
text as well.
Big Daddy, let's jump back to that promotion, that promo piece that they were doing. What was so effective about that? Was it his ability to connect through the camera? Was it his ability to tell a story? Was it his ability to speak from the heart? What really made that stand out? That made it such a strong moment?
All three. Because number one, there was no audience in the crowd that he could feed off of, and that's a big thing. When you're talking that big, like Last night I watched the replay of WrestleMania 30, where Mike Walter actually got to see me enjoy wrestling. I thought he was going to die, but we're fine. Love you, Joe.
That was an experience for him.
Yeah, oh, it was. But to get that, to make it personal, he made it so personal. Jordan, did you see it? Amazing.
So yeah, I've seen 30 before. The man, wrestling as a whole is exactly what we do. If you're an entertainer, if you're a master of ceremonies, if you are a single op where you're rocking your entrances and your formalities and you're back there behind the decks and you're not watching pro wrestling, it is literally what we do on a production level, on a performance level, aside from the DJ work, which I understand, but on a performance level, a production level, it's exactly what we do on a higher level.
We bring excitement and emotion through this. And here.
They're trying to get over with their crowds. Like, the whole idea is that when you go out there and you're cutting your promo and you're in the middle of that ring and you're trying to get the crowd, these people, to fall in love with you, it's exactly what we're doing the first time I come out. All right, folks, how about a nice big round of applause for, Kim and Mike on their wedding day? Guys, that's all we got for Kim and Mike? Come on now, let's get a little crazy. When you come out there for the first time and hit that crowd and you're trying to get over and get them to be in your pocket and be like, yo, this guy's cool, I can hang out with this guy for 4 or 5 hours, you're doing the same thing.
Exactly. But to get back to the Edge thing last week, John, this man had nobody in that crowd except for the cameraman and 2 other people. And he got through that. Everything was personal, from the heart, and he connected with, I guarantee you, 2 million people just by looking in that camera and, if you will, being real. When you are an MC, people can tell when you're faking it, just like they can tell that you're faking it if you're doing a sales call. They know that, and I'll go to me for just a minute. Everything out of my mouth is real. There's nothing fake here. There's nothing staged. It took me a long time to get where I am now. And you know what? I'm never going to ever be anything but what I can be. And that's get your heart and take it with me and know that you are loved from the minute I say hello to the minute I say goodbye. You need to remember that this business is about emotion. And now, what we're going through now, you need to practice more of that. I can't give you passion. All I can do is motivate you. You want to get educated? My brother, the double trouble brother with me on the other end of this call, is the man. You want to get educated? I'll motivate you. I'll inspire you, whatever. But you want to learn? The man here and that man, Mr. John Young. Everything's got to be from the heart. And now, with what we are going through, everybody's miserable, this, that, the other thing. Guys, break out of that, because we are going to come back from this and everybody's going to want to celebrate bigger and harder than ever. That's our job, to make their celebration the best it's ever been.
So let's stay with the side we wanted to with practicing or figuring out what skills to work on. That particular.
And John, you know what? I'm picking up exactly what you're putting down, man. So for us over at Explosive Entertainment, we actually train our MC talent bi-monthly, regularly. So we have actually regular MC training sessions where we do a lot of different things. So something that we actually implied, we actually went out, and now obviously we run a multi-op out of the Jersey area. It's a little bit of a bigger operation. I know that some people are doing a little more of like a single op kind of thing, smaller staff. But there are certain things you can do. We have taken improvisational classes and brought them to us. We actually had an improvisational teacher come to our office and sit down with our crew and improv. Give it our MCs different situations, fun topics, cool stuff, things just to think on your feet with and be quick. Because that's the other big thing about being a talented and dynamic performer. You have to be quick. And in the world that we're in, even though I know that I might not always have the right answers, I got to look like I do. I got to come off like there is not a care in the world. There's nothing you can say to me that I've not seen before. We're going to be okay. We're going to get through this. It's going to be amazing. And I'm your professional. Now, meanwhile, in the back of my head, I'm like, man, I hope I got this. But you got to, it's so weird. It's such a weird profession. You got to walk that line to where you're selling it, you're real, and you're executing. And so I think that improv is a huge thing too. And I know you can like look up certain things online. I know there's online courses. They're relatively cheap to even just go and check out. You know, if you're in certain, areas and coffee shops, they do them on Friday nights. It's great to go see and hear the topics and see how the people work. Improvisational classes have done wonders for myself and my crew. That's a huge takeaway. If you can get yourself into any of that, look into that.
You could do that virtually now too. You can do that online now.
Yep, one of our local improv guys that we've actually had speak at some of our conventions. He's
amazing.
Like, my comedy club, he's like, is done. So he's offering actually Zoom type courses and such.
And if we really want to go 101 real quick, stand in front of a mirror, hold the microphone.
Yep.
See what you look like. That's the basic 101. If you're just starting out or you're whatever, stand in front of a microphone and talk. Listen to yourself. Record yourself talk, because that's how it starts. You got to do a step ladder. It's not going to. You're not going to be a Jordan right away. You're not going to be a Jordan right away, but one step at a time. And sooner or later, you're going to be who you are. You got to remember, you got to remain true to you and true to your client. But starting out looking at yourself in the mirror, you have no idea what I used to do, because I was so afraid. Yes, now I talk on the microphone all the time, but I was a lead singer. I was a front man for a band, so I had it all in me. It's just doing a wedding and being a front man for a band, completely different. So I had to change up where I was going with my microphone skills. So I watched everything, and I still rehearse to this day. I don't go to the extent of rehearsing introductions at the place while I'm setting equipment up, but in my head, I'm going, lining up bridal parties, lining up whoever, or at a corporate party. What do you say first? What can I say? Ask people, call people.
Well, that's cool, Shawnee. That's a really great point that you just hit right there. What do I say? So I know a lot of people come up to me and say, "Hey, Jordan, how do you come up with like such a diverse way of saying the same thing to people?" Right. So, I can't tell you how many times, and we all have heard it, the typical, everyday, event host that'll, everybody clap your hands, put your hands up high, clap your hands to the beat. How many times can you tell somebody to clap their hands? Like maybe it's put your hands up. Let's shake the chandeliers. By the round of your applause. Let's get loud. Who can get as loud as they can for our rock star couple? Let's hear it for Emily and Brad. Without saying, I'm telling everybody to clap their hands. 8 different ways. But I didn't say it more than once. So what I try to do, and this is a huge nugget, if you can kind of focus in on my crew breaks my what all the time. They're like, "Oh, Jordan, you talk too much." I'm like, that's cool. I feel like that's every MC's vice, and you probably get that all the time too, Shawnee. I know John.
Oh, please.
John breaks on you all the time. We don't get 2 words in on these casts, but that's like ongoing MC like stigma. So what I try to say is that I'm going to talk for days. I'm not going to shut up, but everything that I say will have a purpose. Everything that I say will have a meaning, will have direction, will be something to enhance the party. I'm not just speaking to speak. So when I say something, I'm using my voice as a weapon to make sure that people know if there's a hashtag for the bride and groom, to make sure, hey, listen, folks, just in, we took our sign-in book from the lobby, moved it into the main room to get everybody's signature on that. We want to make sure we get everybody's autograph here tonight, capture all the memories on behalf of our rock star couple. Just pick things that are in the room. Hey, folks, just in case you didn't know, I know you've been enjoying our photo station now. Make sure you go say what's up to Manny over the bar. I've been pouring drinks all night. The bar's located in the back in case you guys haven't seen it. Like, even though it's there, it's in the room, it's happening, have some fun with stuff that's going on. I almost pick targets, pick people. So if there's a guy in that room and he's got a wacky tie on, I'm like, come on, bro, you didn't wear that tie for nothing. You got to bring that thing to the center of the dance floor. Like I'm looking for people that are going to help my show. And if you can take your brain and kind of give yourself that mentality and pick different people throughout your set that are going to help you, everything's there for you to talk about. You just got to say
it's from your eyes to your mouth. Goes Correct. Nowhere else. Now, there's another thing. It's what you don't say. It's what you don't say. Those impactful moments, the end of the father-daughter dance, where this is his last daughter that's getting married. You don't need to say, all righty, everybody, let's hear from. No. All you got to say is, Jennifer and dad, and then step back, let it happen. Let that emotion happen. It's what you do say, like Jordan was just saying, and everything he says is absolutely correct because he's one of the rock stars, and this is why we're so tight. Because when we talk, neither one of us stops, which is a good thing. But when you
nobody listens, they just talk.
At least he keeps it entertaining for everybody else.
yeah, I can't help it. Yeah, but boy, who hangs up quicker than I do at the end of a phone call?
You do.
Nobody.
See, he does. Nobody.
Once you're done, it's done. You're like, well, bye. That's it.
I don't want to. I learned that from Marcello. I learned that from Marcello Pedalino. When he's ready to say goodbye, love you, bye, done. Hello, excuse me. But honestly, let's get back real quick. It's what you don't say too, and I learned a lot of that from Randy.
Right.
It's what you don't have to go round of applause for this. If there's an emotion that's coming out of everybody's pores, let it happen. Don't say another word.
Yep.
And again, we are MCs. We got to think on our feet and eyes to mouth. We got to watch everything that's going on. And as an MC, Jordan, you've got a DJ. I'm doing it all myself, which is fine because I've been doing that forever and ever and ever. Starting next year, 2021, that's going to change. But you got to have eyes in the back of your head because you don't want to miss something.
Yep. Well, another thing is too what we kind of instilled here, and again, we're a little bit of a bigger multi-op, so I understand, it not equate to certain situations. But what we've started to do, and myself on my events, I always carry either a co-MC or a coordinator if I can. So like somebody like Jamie. So Jamie, in addition to basically doing everything under the sun at our company and making us look incredible, she also coordinates. So when we have one of my clients, at that point, that client knows that I am there to entertain. That's me. You got me at the center of the dance floor. If you need to know the timeline, when everything's coming out next, Jamie's got that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you a question. Do you bring that to a wedding also, or just a bar and bat mitzvah?
As long as there is no wedding coordinator there. As long as there's no wedding coordinator, as long as there was no like day of planner, or as long as the hall doesn't have like some banquet halls are like their own show and their own
yeah.
So obviously knowing within the realm of where I'm working, the demographic, what I'm walking into, it's definitely a case by case situation. But like she's Batman, I'm Robin in that situation, because at that point I can focus on entertaining, and that's so big. That's the other thing too, is that it's like Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. So as your dollar amount's going up and you're doing these amazing events and you're kicking butt, you don't want to be pulling yourself away from the action. Or maybe you're finding that, hey, I'm going to put the rock star in the middle, and maybe you're the coordinator. Sure. Maybe you're the personality that's the glue and dotting the I's and crossing the T's. But there, like you said, there's so many hats to be worn. There's a lot of moving pieces. Set yourself up for success.
Amen. Mm-hmm. Amen. And again, now, with the things that may change as we go on into the future, we're talking about microphone skills, everything else like that. Guys, there's so many places to find things. Email me, email Jordan. And there's so many different ways to improve your stuff. Right now you have the time. You're doing nothing.
Right.
You're doing nothing.
And that's one of the reasons I want to make sure we hit this topic this week, is because some of the things that we've talked about with the the practicing and recording, a person can a webcam and Facebook Live right now. There's absolutely no reason why a person couldn't do a mock interview or a mock introduction, because you do that, you're going to have people who are going to give you some feedback.
There's
good
no
or bad.
doubt about that.
You're going to get feedback.
And putting yourself out there like that definitely takes guts. It really does. And that's the big thing too, is that we're all professionals. We all do a great job within our own right. And as cool as it is to perform in front of our professionals, it's nerve-wracking. It's crazy putting yourself out there and being like, this is what I do. I'm kind of good at it, but am I really that good? It's enough to make you crazy. But I'm telling you, you will grow from this. It will help you. We're all family anyway. So, we're all here. So I can't preach that over and over and over enough, is that there's no competition in this industry for me, because there's only one me. There's only one Sean. Only one John Young. Like, you're not competing with me, dude. It's just not happening, I know that for myself, there's no competition. So let's let's trade those secrets. Let's put it together. How can I help you? How can you help me? Maybe there's something really cool that you're doing for entrances that I'm like, oh my God, why am I not thinking of that? How I could work that into my routine somehow.
Sure.
So, there's definitely room for everybody to eat.
Well, that's one of the things that you and I talked about in our seminar in Vegas a few weeks ago, was we have no competition. People say that, oh, my competition. No, my friend, you don't have competition. They're not you, you're not them. There's only one Jordan Marshall. Thank God there's only one of me. I could use about 5 or 6 more John Youngs, Ben Stows, whoever. But you have to remember who you're working for. Jordan's clients may not be my clients, and my clients may not be Jordan's. The clients that you have, they deserve 110%, whether it be for 25 people or 2,500 people. And how you handle yourself on the microphone is frigging key. Mm-hmm. You notice I didn't swear, right?
I noticed.
I was pounding the table, didn't swear.
I've been using a lot of.
I know. You guys have both been very, very well.
I got you, bro. I know how you roll.
Yeah,
Johnny, we know how you roll, baby. I'm telling you. But it all starts here. It all starts how you hold the microphone, how you handle yourself. Because number one, people can pick up on somebody that is like, oh my God, why am I talking? What do I need to do next? You have to be so sure on the microphone, just like the DJs that do the wiki and mix and everything else, like the Nick Spinellis and everything else. You got to be Nick Spinelli on the microphone. You got to be Nate Nelson on the microphone. You have to be Mikey Langs or whoever else. You have to be that mixer on the microphone.
It's a good thing that
they deserve that.
It's a good thing that Big Daddy doesn't drop names during shows.
Yeah.
This guy, the residual checks this guy gets is.
Oh yeah, the 50 cents, the 75 cents.
The checks are in the mail.
I was gonna say, even with that, he's still making a few bucks.
Yeah, either that or the Ahi tuna wraps or whatever it is, But that's what you have to be.
And John, maybe for another one too. Like we could dive deeper maybe in another segment. I can even double back with Mike, my partner. We have some cool exercises, some games we do, some training exercises that we do with our team.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
I'm more than happy to come on here and we could maybe throw that down. Over the coming weeks of some different ideas and some different strategies that you could take to actually put this stuff into motion.
Yeah, that would be very, very interesting. Very interesting to see, especially if we could have a couple of people and actually demonstrate.
So I'll be really quick. So just a crazy one. So we actually have a game, and it sounds completely nuts. Learned it from Brett Lavender, who is a master of the art of speaking in his own right. Mm-hmm. When we first got cracking and got our guys training, he had a game called basically, hey, I don't know you, but it's all good. And we would go into a restaurant, a diner, somewhere public with our group, and your mission was to sit down to dinner with a stranger, introduce yourself, and stay there and become their friend. And you couldn't say what you were doing. You couldn't be like, hey, listen, I'm doing this for to work on my mic skills. Don't kick me out. You had to approach them completely straight up, openly, start a conversation. Now, how many people can do that? It's like all of us. I even jumped in it even as an owner to learn more. I'm like, this is awesome. I'm like, this is such a crazy process. I'm like, I have to see this. And when you see it, literally, people, you have people that are ready to call the police, no doubt.
Yes.
But you had literally, when you make that connection, when people actually sit there and they go through it, and at the end you tell them what's up, it is groundbreaking. It's just a next level. So there's some next level stuff that we've actually tried and executed and done some cool stuff with, man. There's some really cool stuff that we could share. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but if I went to sit down with somebody at a restaurant, they would go, no way are you sitting here.
Are you kidding me, man? You'd still be there talking to them.
I know. I'd be name dropping all night long. Who are you?
Like, sir, it was an 8:00 curfew for everybody. What are you doing?
What? Wait a second. We just got started. Somebody was asking, Dave asked in the chat room, what is kind of the worst thing that has happened before you were to go on a microphone, and how did you handle that? If there was this all of a sudden,
I'm gonna let you go, Shawnee, because I think I have you beat.
10 minutes before I was supposed to introduce a bridal party, my voice went away.
Oh,
I had trouble with my voice, and all of a sudden it went away. Thank God I had a partner with me, because that way he could do it. I ran him through the whole thing. And number two, I'm interested, and this is before the iPads and everything else like that, because I'm older than Fred Flintstone, so I probably introduced Fred and Barney and their wives into the room anyway. But I introduced the bride and groom to the bride's last name.
Oh,
And everybody laughed like heck, except for one woman. You ruined their night. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I said, turn around. The bride and groom they came running up to me, hugged me, laughing like the devil. One thing, and if you do something like that, if you make a mistake like that, own that sucker.
Yep.
own it.
Own it. Done. We're done.
Own it.
And I got a wonderful
She wanted to hear it. She wanted to hear it one last time, guys. Come on.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, nice.
All right, Jordan. Jordan, tell me what you got.
I got
baby.
you. So many moons ago. This is back before I had my own company. I was still working for another company out of my area before I ventured on my own. Doing a bar mitzvah introduction, and it's a day party. And Jordan Marshall, like to keep it as stylish as possible. I may or may not wear clothes that are a little bit tighter than the average. So I'm in my skinny suit doing my thing, looking like
I've never had one of those. So.
roll. Now, you know me, I perform.
Yeah, babe.
So that grand introduction has to be fire. So I'm getting crazy. I'm introducing the sister, the brother, the parents. It's time for the bar mitzvah boy. I decide to get down on one knee and really show the crowd and everybody how passionate I am about this introduction. I split my pants.
Oh!
Now, the best part is, guys, it was laundry day. So homeboy had no drawers on underneath. Yeah. So hold on, it gets even better.
You win. You win.
It gets even better. So this is such a true story. Now, you never met Tommy X, Tom Raffel. He was DJ back in the day. Got me into the industry. One of my best friends now, actually my best friend now to this day. He was my DJ at the time. Now I felt this, right? I felt this going on. I introduced him from a crouched position. Now I know, based on the way these pants have split, if I could stay down on the floor in the position that I am, all right, I'm good. I'm covered. Nobody's gonna see this hole. It's cool. So they're like looking at me like, why isn't Jordan getting up off the floor? I'm just, you know what? It's all good. I actually brought the bar mitzvah boy down to the floor with me. So I'm like, get down here. Let's beat up the beat a little bit. Let's hit the floor. I'm like, anything I could think of to take whatever focus off of me and put it on this kid. Now I know I need a music change, whatever. Now normally we dance them, we get them crazy, whatever. I was so quick. All right, folks, this time like we're going to kindly invite all of our honored guests back to our tables and chairs, and we'll be right back. So quick switch, quick flip. Tommy's like, what happened? I'm like, bro, look at these pants. This is the best part of the story. I blew a hole right through him. He's like, oh my, he starts hysterical laughing. He's like, oh my God. He's like, I can't believe nobody saw that. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Now at this point, we have each other's back the whole way through. Tommy, my dude, best friend in the entire world. I love this guy. Took his own pants off at that time. I gave him those pants and I took his. Perfect. Problem solved. I'm good. I'm golden for the rest of the party. Best part of the story is that when the party was done, he forgot he was wearing my pants and we all went out to congratulate the family.
Oh!
And that's where it just went. And now the whole, it was the best. And he had his boxers on now. So it was good. It was a good laugh.
You
crazy.
win.
Yeah, you win.
You win. Done.
Swear, hand to God story.
Well,
You can't make this stuff up, man.
no, baby. No.
But you live and you own it and you get through it. And you know what? At that point, my heart is beating out of my chest. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
This is it. But you just gotta. The show goes, man. You just gotta roll with it. It's crazy. And Jamie just said she's like, fell off stage. Jamie did. She fell right off stage. She knows anything can happen out there, guys.
Yep.
You got to be prepared for any kind of organized chaos in this game. And just
Absolutely.
know, no matter how much you have it together, it's probably not. No matter how many times you went over that timeline, it's getting thrown out the door probably when we start.
Babe, every curveball known to man at every party doesn't matter.
We're calling plays from the line. So as long as you're ready and you kind of know that in the back of your head that, hey, this can go any which way, you're golden.
Yep. That's funny.
That's funny.
That's
that
great.
Was it.
Johnny, what else can we do?
Let's talk a little bit about the singing side of it, Big Daddy. You of course, came from a singing. What kind of things do you do to keep your voice in shape for singing, to get your voice warmed up for singing? Because there's some of those same skills will be needed when, especially if you're doing something like Jordan's doing at that higher level. You can't just come into that cold.
No. Well, basically what I do is, number one, sing probably 5 to 6 happy birthday songs a day. Number one, telephone calls. But seriously,
For the warm up.
Warm up, a little warm up. But it's just, you got to talk low. You got to be smart about what you're doing, because if you're doing a day party and a night party, you got to keep so on day of events, don't drink anything with ice in it. Nothing. Doesn't matter what it tastes like to you. Nothing with ice in it.
Why is that?
Because if you drink something with ice in it, it closes up your throat a little bit. And I learned that a long time ago. And the best expectorant out there, if you have problems with your throat, take your lemon, take your this, that, whatever. Gatorade. There's something about Gatorade, warm Gatorade.
You heard it here first, people. This is the secret sauce right there.
Secret sauce, babies. Orange Gatorade was the only thing that ever worked for me whenever it gives. Way back when I was in bands and everything else. It would be a couple of ships of Gatorade, then some Hall's Mentholyptus. But again, nothing with ice in it, because it doesn't, it feels great, but it doesn't do anything for you. And you start, and I'm doing some scales, la, 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 up and down, up and down, and up and down. And then after that, you just gotta be smart, because 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be singing now probably 5 or 6 songs per gig. And you just got to be smart. And when you're at a gig, you got to make sure that you're plenty hydrated. And just sing. Get in your car. And I'm singing to Billy Joel's and stuff like that. But I'm also doing Journey and a few other things now too. Really, Bryan Adams, everything I do for you, whatever. Just make sure that your voice is warmed up before you do anything. Even as an MC, not even singing. Make sure that you talk, and my voice gets higher as the night goes on, just because I get it. I finish the night. I used to start the night with Don't Stop Believing. Oh, heck no. Now that ends the night, or Summer of '69 or something like that. You make sure that you balance yourself through the entire night. Definitely. But always make sure that you drink. If you feel a sore throat coming on, gargle with hot water, warm water, and salt.
Yep.
Get a little lemon, a little citrus, and don't drink anything with ice in it.
And although I'm not an avid fan of, having a drink on job, stuff like that, but a little bit of bourbon, some scotch, something brown, warm, neat, will totally relax your throat, open it up. That's a good one too.
Nice gargle.
Yep, that's a good one. And then also too, trying to be conscious of not speaking from your throat.
Speaking from here, diaphragm.
Straight up, and that'll save your life. Before I got into being, on a microphone religiously at events, I used to play in an alternative rock band. I actually used to sing and perform and get out there and sing cover band songs, and it was a blast. And I couldn't understand why after each show I couldn't speak. Yes. My voice was gone. It was literally gone. And we were up there for what, a 45-minute set? It was nothing. It was literally like barely a dance set. You know what I mean? And it was gone. And I was like, what is going on? So I actually had a vocal coach. I did a little crash course and did some basic vocal training, but obviously letting me know that I was doing everything from my throat, and I was just tearing my throat apart. And just redirecting all your energy to come from your gut. Even right now, when I'm talking to you guys,
it's from here.
It's all coming from my belly. And almost like making your stomach hard, like somebody's going to punch you as hard as they can in the stomach, and getting ready for that and having all that energy come from there. If you could redirect that, that's a huge take home too. Try not to, keep it in your throat. Definitely.
I took lessons back in the day once when I was in bands, and also when I started emceeing. A couple of wonderful classical vocal coaches, plus the vocal coach that taught Dee Snider how to sing right. Dee Snider from Twisted Sister.
Nice.
So I could do a little bit of everything, because at times when I was doing 3 sets a night back in the day. Back in the day, the late 70s, early 80s, I was doing 3 sets a night and having to sing 6 nights a week.
Wow.
It was, you either had to learn to sing or pray to God you were good the next day. But, you just have to take all the things that we've said tonight.
Yeah.
And write them down, whatever the case may be. But when you're talking, just like we're talking now, your core has got to be stronger than ever. And if you're doing crunches or whatever the case may be with your exercising, do it from here, from your core. Talk while you're doing this stuff. It will make you stronger. It really will. Or take an online voice lesson. They don't cost anything anymore. Right now, nothing costs anything online.
No one's got any money, so they're just doing it.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's right.
Jamie's taking an online class at Yale for free. They're doing, and everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. But just as emceeing, as a singer, and you have to know your role as a singer too, because there's guys out there that are wonderful. They go between tables and it's not. I'm not that kind of guy. Yes, I talk a lot. Everything else we make fun. Yes, I do. But I know my role as a singer. I'm behind the board. I'm behind my board singing in my big red microphone, and nobody knows that it's me half the time. Then you've got guys like Chris D'Amico from Jersey, who is amazing. Oh, the man could.
That boy can sing.
That boy can sing. And you just gotta. As an emceeing also, you gotta know your role. You got to know your role, when to step forward and when to step back.
Right.
So what else, my brother?
So we've got a couple more minutes and we're going to wrap things up. If there was one thing that just really helped you elevate your microphone game to be able to command an audience or to be able to get your message across via a microphone, what would that one piece that helped you, or would be that one piece of advice you think is the one critical one that people really need to be aware of?
Man, such a good question. I think being a accomplished master of ceremonies, you have to have a lot of different things going. But the big thing for us, we call it NFG over by us. And if you could only guess what the second word is, it's no F word given. So, you can't care. And by not caring, I don't mean not caring about your clients, not caring about the day, not caring about what's going on. I mean, you have to go in there and be silly. It's okay. Like, if you ever see somebody playing with a dog or playing with a baby, we become another person. You start making baby sounds and you give your dog a voice, and we almost become like this warped character speaking on that. And it's okay to be silly. So I think if you could take that kind of mentality and realize that it's okay to, be funny and be cool, and just realize that, like, there's no such thing as off limits within right. You know what I mean? You have to be comfortable just speaking and just putting yourself out there. I know it sounds so crazy. Like, oh my God, I don't know if I could do that. It's tough. It really, really is. But you're in a position where people are looking at you like you've done this a million times. They don't know if it's your first time or your 15,000th time rocking that microphone. So why not go out there with confidence, with being like, hey, listen, if you jump in with me, we're going to be okay. We're going to kill this thing. You're going to arguably have one of the coolest Saturdays you've had since we can remember.
And you'll be the coolest kid in your school.
Yeah, and I mean that. And that's the big thing. Whatever you're saying, whatever you're putting out there, mean it. So a big takeaway for me is mean what you say. If you say it, if you're rolling with it, do it. Commit to it. Don't, there's no, I'm kind of saying it. I'm kind of asking you. No. And we're doing this. I'm speaking, and I mean what I say. Own it. Like you said before, Shawnee, totally own it, 100%. And use it. Man, use it to help propel your entire performance. We don't ever have the wrong answers. It's so crazy to say, like, we can't. You just can't. You have to almost walk in there saying, okay, today I'm part entertainer, I'm part host, I'm part therapist. That's us. That's the job. That is what we've taken on. So I think if you can kind of put in your own head that you have to kind of not care It's okay to be silly. It's okay to be funny. It's okay to be joking. Be sincere. So be very sincere about everything you say. Let them know that you aren't there because you're good at being there. I'm here because I was meant to be here. I was born to be here for you guys today. This is what we do. Like you say, Shawnee, all the time. This is what we do.
Short answer from me, be real. Don't be, because people can tell whether you're doing it for real or you're doing it for show.
Mm-hmm.
They know that radio voice, that whatever. Be real in everything you do. Listen, I'm 65 years old and I still get out with the young kids for the bar mitzvahs, even though it's only for 10 or 15 minutes, because that's what they want.
Mm-hmm.
They want Big Daddy out there either singing Don't Stop Believing or just getting crazy with them. Guys, be real. Don't, again, people can tell fake from real. Everything that Jordan said, and just add be real on the end, you're covered.
Yeah, man.
So the one
Amen.
area, the one area that I was kind of Jordan was headed there a little bit, is the being animated.
Yeah.
Because, and I don't know when you guys were first doing it and watching some of the videos, you feel in your head that you're being this incredibly animated, charismatic person on a microphone, and then you look at the video and you're like, wow, that was not what I was. It didn't feel like that. And it's that whole concept of being this. You've almost got to be twice as animated, 10 times as animated as you think, because. And you watch performers, and we watch Nick obviously a lot now, the Nick channel with my kids, and you see the performers and the actors, how they're doing this, and my kids are like, oh, that's not how it would be in the real world. Yeah, but the real world wouldn't be as entertaining as watching them being animated.
Correct.
And I think that's a big thing. And during this time, this is a perfect time to be able to work on or develop those sides of one's performance.
Yep,
that's right.
Because
if you're uncomfortable, it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it means that
discomfort in this industry in the beginning, and even for myself, like, I mean, I used to think, I'm like, man, I just want to, I'm comfortable. I like this. It's cool. When you start mixing it up and you're uncomfortable, that's a good thing. You're encountering a different situation, a different topic. Maybe I haven't said this line too much. Maybe let me try this one out, like, let's see how this works.
Mm-hmm.
Throw it out there. That's why I say, take any opportunity also and put yourself, speak. Here's a huge takeaway for people that are looking to level up their game. Put yourself in a speaking engagement. On topic about something. John, you are incredibly amazing at leveling people up and giving people like myself. Sean, we have this platform here.
Mm-hmm.
You have a cool topic. Have them get in touch with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Let them get on here and practice just speaking. Because the cool part about this is like talking in the mirror, guys, on Zoom.
Yeah.
I can see myself. I'm watching myself perform to you guys. This is a performance. I mean, what we're talking about is very, very real, but I'm still doing my thing. Like, man, Jordan, hopefully I'm fun to watch, like that's what I'm going for. You know what I mean? So even something like this, put yourself on a platform like this to speak or to talk, or whether it's a room of, 5 or 500 or this is great. I have no idea how many people this will reach. This is a great way to start. Because it's just the three of us. We're two of us. We're just kicking it.
Yep, exactly.
Just kicking it.
1 billion people watch. That's great.
And don't let one other thing, babies. Do not let them tell you that you can't do something. That's my challenge. Because I was told way back when that I wasn't, quote unquote, good looking enough and I was too big to be an MC for a bar and bat mitzvah. Don't ever tell me I can't do anything, because that is the biggest mistake you'll ever make, because I challenge you to try and stop me from doing this. Don't let anybody ever tell you you can't do something and then just step back and say, you're right. No, you can do anything you want as long as you have this. You can do anything you want as long as you got a heart and a microphone to use. That's
I
all.
love you, Shawnee. You get me so jazzed up, bro. It's great.
You know what? Listen, guys, I'm never going to stop doing what I do. And like I said, and I will say this till the cows come home, my man, my double trouble partner, he and I go everywhere together. The yin to the yang, the everything else.
Not the bathroom, though.
What's that?
The bathroom is sacred.
There are
No. Wait a minute. The 55-minute nap waiting for you to get done with your hair. Hello. That's not even
what I got to deal with. Look at all this.
Yeah, but you are. But remember, we will always have tea tree shampoo and conditioner. Life is good. But you know what? It's on a serious note. all the guys in my family that I call homies on Homies Spreading Love 2.0 worldwide, right here. All the other guys, I know I name drop, whatever the case may be, but these are the people that are going to bring us to the future. Mm-hmm. I am the past, but I am also hopefully motivating you to listen to people like Jordan or everybody else that I have mentioned now. You gotta listen.
You're still learning, dude, every day. So
I learn every day.
We all do, yeah.
Every day.
You're still rolling with it, man. You're still bringing it. You know your pop culture. You know your stuff. Like, you're in it, dude. You might be older in body and shell. Yeah, that's life. It happens. But your spirit is spot on, man. Your pop culture is spot on. Your drive is spot on. Your love, your passion is so 2020, dude.
There is 9 people in my life that are my reason why I do this. Because it took me so long to figure out what I was put on this earth to do. And that's Desi, Shannon, Casey, Stephanie, Sean, Asher, Kellen, Caden, and Piper. They are and I embarrass them all the time because I talk about them. My son, my sons, my daughter-in-laws, and my grandkids. They are my reason.
T-shirts to prove for all of them.
I got hoodies. I got everything. But you know what, guys? You got to remember, if we don't have this, if we don't have what Jordan and I get to do with John, and John, I can't thank you enough for everything you do, not just for our business, but for me personally. You and Lori and the kids are just, I thank you. But this is what it's all about, guys. You got to learn to free your mind, and your butt will follow.
That's right.
Gentlemen.
Free your mind and your butt will follow, because you know what? We don't know everything. Jordan and I are learning every day. Jamie, all of us, we learn something new every day. You just got to look for it.
And
you got to look for it.
And on that, we're going to wrap, guys. We got to head out. Big Daddy, Jordan, thank you guys for being on. Jamie, thank you. She's in the background where she's back there. So we got to wrap. We'll be back here on the PBN TV channel in just a couple of minutes here. The link, if you go out to my facebook.com/JohnYoungMN, the links for tonight's show are all on my page. Yeah, I think they're all there. So we'll be back catching a photo booth show in just a few minutes. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, buddy.